11 years ago, a group of mates from Copdock in Suffolk went to a motorcycle show. And they enjoyed the day, it was quite impressive, but they decided that they could do better. A year later, they came to this village hall and had a show of their own. 1,000 people turned up, but only 30 motorbikes. But it didn't end there.
It certainly didn't, because here we are now at the 10th Copdock Classic Bike Show, and that's not easy to say on a Sunday morning after a night out in Ipswich, believe me, but that's another story. You don't want to know about that. Last year they had 8,500 people visit this show and they had 3,000 bikes on view. This year, as long as it stays dry, promises to be even bigger and better. So come along with us and enjoy. Now you're looking at this, aren't you? A Trike. Hey, there's a name to cut. That's a name that I'd never heard of, I have to confess. But what this is, basically, this started life as a Ducati road bike. And what happened was the engines used to go bang, so the engines blow up. And of course, there's a surplus, or there used to be a surplus, of Triumph engines many years ago. So what they did is they put a Triumph engine in a Ducati bike and they called it the Trike. Simple, isn't it, really? Dead obvious. And these really were one of the cafe races of the late 50s, and they were pretty good. Not quite as good as a Triton, but they weren't bad. This one has had a full engine rebuild, Triumph 350cc motor there. It's only done 84 miles since it was completely rebuilt. It runs beautifully, and it could be yours for 800 quid.
If you own a classic bike, then you've really got to look the part, and it's places like this that you can find gear. Aren't they incredible? They look superb, don't they? Like an eggshell on your head. I found this one as well, and I think for the gear that I'm wearing today, this one might actually suit me down to the ground. What do you think of that? Bit small, isn't it? Never mind. But pretty good, hey, not too bad at all. The problem with this is they're not very comfortable for a start. And there's certainly no BSI sticker, so heaven knows how protected they'll be. Not bad though.
Now, I have a problem with some of these bikes in these shows because some of these beautiful creations turn up with all the fancy paint jobs and loads of chrome, but they come on the back of trucks, some of them. They come covered up, they don't even get ridden here. But this particular bike, this fantastic Harley Davidson, I can tell you, was sat outside the hotel where I stayed last night in the pouring rain. The weather was atrocious and it was there, not covered up, so it does get ridden. And this is the man that rides it, Paul. Come here, Paul. It's very impressive. What class is this entered in here then today?
It's in factory custom.
Factory custom?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not don't know anything about Harleys. I get confused with all these FXs and all these numbers and models. So what is it, this?
This is a Road King.
Right.
Fuel injection overdrive.
You bought this as a stock bike?
Stock bike, yes. I've just added all the extra chrome bits to it myself.
There's a lot of money in this, I can tell that. How much is the stock bike?
Stock bike is 12.7.
Right, 12.7.
Yeah.
Any idea where you're up to now?
About 17,000.
Dear me. And what impressed me was it was set out in the pouring rain last night. So you do ride it, you got a lot of miles on it?
We ride it all over Europe, all the time we can, weekends mainly.
Right.
But all the time we can get on the road, we ride them, yeah.
Because it's about 3-year-old now?
It's nearly 4 years old now.
4 years old? It looks like it's just been built to me. It's gorgeous. And how many miles have you done on it?
18,000.
18? Well, that's good. That's a credit to you, mate. And I understand you had a bit of success here last year in this class?
Yes, I won the section for factory custom last year.
Oh, yeah. So you're feeling confident then?
Well, we'll see.
You've got some stiff competition here, mate.
We have. There's some lovely, beautiful bikes here, yeah.
Yeah. Right, well, good luck. It's a credit to you, and keep riding it, mate.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Now here's something for all you lads with your fancy sports bikes. Just listen up, this should interest you this, because if you've got a fancy sports bike, you're frightened to death of dropping it, aren't you? If it falls off its stand just onto the side, it could cost you several £100s to get it repaired. And you won't even think of going on a track day, because if you sling it down the track, it costs you thousands of pounds to put it right. Well, these people, J&P from Skegness, they sell these kind of things, which are replica body kits. And they've got all sorts here, CBR 600 there, blades, GSXR, they've even got a full kit for the new GSXR 1000, would you believe? And here's the fairing, and you can have a full kit with the seat and everything. Look at that, this one here, CBR 600 for 195 quid. That's the full kit, 195 quid. So if you're going on your track days, you stick one of these on. You don't have to paint it, doesn't matter. You're on a racetrack, nobody cares. You don't need lights or indicators on a racetrack, none of that business. 200 quid, almost worth crashing for.
Here at the Classic Bike Show in Copdock, that we're going to leave it for now, and we'll see you next week for a lot more.